to Scousers with a Passion. Thank you so much for your comments, your shares. We're really happy about how the series is going, and I am so excited to introduce a new guest. This is an amazing woman. We met through social media about a year ago, I would like to say. She's definitely a Scouser, and she definitely has got a lot of passion. As you know, I let all my guests introduce themselves, so over to Marie.
Hi, thank you for having me, Francesca. So my name is Marie Hall, and I am founder of Empowerment House. Empowerment House is a business that I set up, which is committed and dedicated to the empowerment of females. We do that by creating enabling environments for women to come together and connect with each other, because obviously what we know is, as women, it becomes a lot easier when we've got that support and it is not just us alone. So that's the basic background to Empowerment House.
Yes, fantastic. So tell us a bit about it. How did it come about? How did you decide you wanted to start this?
I think it was a long time coming, and it starts with my own personal journey as a teenager who I started out in dance. Was kind of led to believe that that would be the only thing, if I wanted to be successful, that would be my way, my path, because that was basically the only thing I was apparently good at. So I was doing that, but not enjoying it. I didn't love it. It didn't set me on fire like it did when I was a toddler or when I was a little girl dancing. When I became, 18, 19, 20, I started being inspired by women like Alia Machbeal and women on LA Law. These women who seem to be strong and know all the answers, and people were going to them for advice. I wanted to be that woman. I wanted to be strong and powerful and wise, and I wanted to be taken seriously. I didn't want to be seen as a dancer and, basically a bimbo, and that is how I was treated in those early days. So, then other things happen. You overcome your own challenges and notice that there's a gap in support. As I'm growing up and seeing this, I'm thinking to myself, how easy would it be to just have a go-to, just have someone to go to? And I remember saying this to myself often, but never connecting the dots. Why don't you be the go-to? Why don't you create that? So then I do get into university. I do graduate with my law degree. I do start a career in law, and I do, climb the ladder and overcome the challenges and learn and, network and all the rest of it. And now I am pleased to say that I am regarded as a successful career woman. So as well as my business, I do have a career. In that career, and also in everyday life, I hear women constantly talk about ideas and things that inspire them and passions that they've got, yet their current day and what they do doesn't necessarily mirror their passion and what they're inspired by, etc. So then I'm thinking, why do so many women just do, just kind of make do? And it's like, I know why, because there's no one, unsettling them. There's no one saying, are we living our life by our passion? So then it's like the empowerment blog started. Yeah. And then the feedback off that was, do you do workshops? Do you do courses? And I'm emailing back and I'm saying, no, sorry. And then I'm thinking, why? Why don't I?
Yeah.
It could be done. This is easy. So then that's the beginning of Empowerment House, before it even became Empowerment House, but that is where it started.
Yes, amazing. So yeah, and I think we've been talking about this with another couple of guests of this thing. Women are often led to believe that, because we are in this life where we have a job and we have families, and there is no time for us to, go and start a business or change the reality we are in, because there is the children, and what happens if your business doesn't work and you've got the children, and we are often taking things very personally. So if we start a business and it doesn't work, or it doesn't work as well as we thought it would or it could, because of all sorts of reasons, we start to think it's our fault. Whether men start business after business after business because they just go, this didn't work, let's put it on the side, let's start something else. And I think we need the network. We need other women around us to put us in front of a mirror and say, look, it didn't work, but you were raising children, you were making sure your house didn't explode, everyone was fed in the house, the cat had some food, you were doing another job in the meantime, you were doing the laundry, keeping the house clean, and all of these things add up, and there wasn't enough time for you to do it or to seize the opportunities. And that's, I think, a big part of Empowerment House. Is a big part of when we come in and we and we like feel like stuff is not going as we think. There is always other women in it that go, well, hang on, because it's not exactly as you're telling it. Also, I think women are really good at empowering others, but not themselves. So we need others to push us, and I think Empowerment House does that in a very, very streamlined and simple way, but very, very powerful way. So well done to you for building this community. So tell us a bit about it. When we met, which was, I think, about a year ago or just over a year ago, the first time. This has all just started, isn't it? You had just launched your website, and then how did it go? What happened through lockdown? How is it going now?
So we registered in August, and then it was all about the prep for the launch that was going to happen in January. So that was the launch of the Liverpool programme, the Liverpool networking event. This was it. It was going to be fantastic, and it was going to be the beginning of Empowerment House just blowing up. January was fully booked. The networking event was fully booked. The programme couldn't have went any better. It was just incredible. And off the back of that, because again, feedback and word of mouth, I had someone from Lloyd's offer the Lloyd's flagship in Manchester for us to do Manchester in the February. This was also a good opportunity for anyone from Liverpool who hadn't got onto the January programme. It was a second opportunity, you know, straight away. We were launching the February programme, and this was going to be in Manchester. So again, sold out. The Manchester networking event, the same, sold out. It was brilliant. And then I'm getting emails asking, when are we coming to Leeds? When are we coming to London? When are we coming to Huddersfield? So then it was, you know, you find me a location and we'll be there. So then I think it was end of March where we were going to be looking at Leeds, and then lockdown came. And it was creeping up on us, Fran, do you remember? You know, we were hearing the rumours, we were hearing the hearsay, but no one's believing it because it's never happened in my lifetime. You know, I don't see this, but then, you know, Italy, Spain, these other places, they went into lockdown. So I'm starting to take this seriously. I'm listening. I think it was some of your posts that brought Corona in Italy to my attention. Yeah. And I'm thinking, wow, this is real. Like, this is serious. I remember Tom Hanks got COVID.
Yeah.
And that was another point where I was like, well, if Tom Hanks has got it, and if Tom Hanks can't be protected from it, you know, it's coming for us all. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So then it's become real. March, we've gone into lockdown. March, April, May, June, all those events have been cancelled. You and I were doing a big event in June, do you remember?
We were.
We had the Lord Mayor involved. I remember 48 hours after lockdown was announced, I had full-blown tears, tantrums, Empowerment House was over. You know, this wasn't meant to be. You know, I'm done. I'm just going to stick with me day job, bring my kids up, and it's going to be fine. But you know, Fran, that's not happening.
Work like that.
No. 48 hours in, I'm like, yeah, as if I was only messing. That's never going to happen. I'm never going to give up. We've just got to figure this out now. And then comes, we take everything online.
Yeah.
And then there's the beginning of the next loads of challenges, because I don't know about you, but I am not that technically savvy.
Yeah.
So Zoom and online courses, I'm just like, what even does this mean? You know, what is this? How do we do this? So that was basically my COVID journey, you know, the beginning to that point. And now here we are. June 2020, we launched the Facebook group. The first networking event, August, and it's just carried on now. We were going to be launching the online course this month, but I think people have got more important things on their mind. So I don't think it's the right time yet to launch a course. So you heard it here first, but we're going to launch in January now. Still going to be as fantastic. It's just going to be new year, new start, you know, get on the course, let's do this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I actually had a course starting today. And I had people who signed up for it, and then some of them reached out and said, look, my mind is not in the right place.
Yeah.
Can you postpone? Can we do it another time? And some of them just decided that they instead want to work with me in one-to-one because they want to take their time.
Yeah.
So the course was going to be something released every week. So you had to keep up, because then there were Zoom calls, and I saw a very big shift in people in the last couple of months. And there's people who are still doing it, but it's a very little amount. But on the other hand, as you say, we have those days where we just think, you know what? And last week I had to cancel a 10 a.m. appointment because my best friend was supposed to come and visit me this weekend for the first time in over a year that we haven't seen each other. And I am supposed to go to Italy in December because my dad has got a big birthday coming up. And last week, one of these days, I just realized that probably I won't be able to go. And I haven't seen my family in 18 months now. And I just had a 1-hour cry at the beach in West Kirby.
Yeah.
And I just understand when people tell me I don't have the mind space now to do it. And I just think, I haven't either.
Yeah, it's true. It's so uncertain and confusing.
Yeah. So anyway, your Facebook group is there, and it's a place where people can still come and get support and advice, and, you know, Empowerment House is not going anywhere, just giving people time to think, isn't it? So I suppose this leads me to the next question, which is why Liverpool? So this series is about Scouser who started a business, and I always say I love Liverpool, and I love the people of Liverpool because they have this sense of belonging that I only found before in Sardinians, the people of my land, and I really, really like it. But when you talk business, obviously you're opening a business, you want to go where you know the business is going to work 100%. And in the eyes of the world, probably if you ask someone what is the city you'd go to start a business, maybe the people out there wouldn't say Liverpool exactly. So why Liverpool?
I think first and foremost, it's my comfort zone. So it's that place where I feel like I can dip my toe in and I can test the waters, because this is where I'm comfortable. This is the place I recognise. This is the culture and the everything that I'm used to. It works for me. So I think if it hadn't gone so well in Liverpool, that made a big difference. That might have made a big difference to the next steps for Empowerment House. Yeah. So Liverpool was always going to be the place where we're going to test the waters here.
Yeah.
And because I feel safe here, and more aware, and I'm conscious of everything, and so it's that feeling of being able to, I feel enabled in Liverpool.
I like that. And it ties in very well with the concept of Empowerment House, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I really like that. And if anyone is watching and they have, like you, been thinking about something for a very long time, but maybe they don't quite think they could do it, or they don't think it's the right time, or they don't feel like they 100% ready to commit.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice or a quote you live by, or anything you want to say?
A thought that keeps me on my toes is waking up. I'm 100 years old and I never gave it a go. I think regret is probably the worst emotion that I can think of. Guilt we can handle, feeling sad we can handle. We can handle everything, but when you regret not doing something, the thought that the opportunities passed you by, that's just, whoa, you just don't want to be in that space. So when you're thinking about just doing it and just going for it, literally act on that impulse. Just do it. Don't wait for perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. If it did, we wouldn't have progress in anything. You know what I mean? You have to just start to know how you can develop and how you can grow. If you don't start, the lessons won't be learned, the connections won't be made. Just go for it. Like, there's literally, you've got nothing to lose. It's just do. If you don't want to feel regret and you don't want to find someone else does what you were thinking of 12 months ago, then the secret is to absolutely just close your eyes and just step out.
I like that. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that. And I think it's something we can all relate to, isn't it? I clearly remember one of the best sensations in my whole life is one time my dad took me up a very, very difficult ski path. And I looked down when we got up and I thought, there is no way in heaven I'm going to be able to ski down this thing. And then I just thought, there is no other way to get down though. So either I do it or I don't. Yeah. And I did exactly that. I thought, my legs know how to ski.
Yeah.
I've been skiing all my life. My legs know. And I just closed my eyes and went. And that it is to date the best ski morning I've had in my life.
Love it. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just go. Listen, and if people are watching and want to check Empowerment House out, where do they go? Social media, websites, etc., etc.
So our website is www.empowermenthouse.co.uk. We have a Facebook group. Literally look for Empowerment House. We are on Facebook, my personal, but it's also Empowerment House. So find me under Marie Hall Empower. I'm also on Twitter as Marie Hall Empower, and LinkedIn, Marie Hall Empowerment. And I'm on Instagram, but I'm not yet IG savvy. So you'll find me on there, but there's not as much activity going on.
It's a lot of platforms to take care of, isn't it?
Yeah. It feels like, definitely.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, they can find you in all sorts of ways, isn't it? So I suppose it's enough. And then one day you're gonna jump into Instagram and never let go of it.
Yeah.
And start doing all the silly videos like me with cats and hats and
I love it. I love your videos, the ones with the tiaras and stuff. Fabulous.
It's your turn next.
Watch this space.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure
for having me.
And I can't wait for this all to end so we can actually do our very big event.
Yes.
But also have a good chat and a coffee together.
Yeah.
I will speak to you very soon. And I will speak to you all in the next episode of Scousers with a Passion. I'll see you soon. Bye.